Well, how fortunate of Horda, you're all very welcome here to Kingspan Breffni Park this fine Saturday afternoon, but for how long we don't know. The rest of the country is under about a foot of water, but here it seems nice so far. A bit of a wind blowing from right to left here for the TG4 All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. It's a Group A round 3 match, the last match of this round. Obviously Mayo and Dublin topping it by the looks of things. And today, a bit of a relegation decider. The losers will go on for a relegation battle. But today, they'll be trying their best and should be a very even match today between the counties of Cavan, the home team, and Tipperary, who travelled up this morning. We'll go through the teams here nice and quick. Right beside me here now is Rosie Crowe-McKeever. I suppose an ex-dual star for Cavan and currently playing with the Camogie team. How are you doing, Rosie?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Very good. You might run through that Cavan team for us this afternoon.
I will, surely. So in goals we have Elaine Brady, a change from the last day. Elaine Walsh is out, so Elaine Brady is in from Ballyhaise. Number 2, Kate McIntyre from St Fimbers. Number 3, Shauna Lynch from Crushala. And number 4, Erin Longhair from Drumlane. A good strong full back line. Erin Longhair is actually a forward sometimes, so it's good to see her in there. Sinead Green from Templeport is wing half back. Laura Fitch, captain at number 6 from St Fimbers, and Mona Shorten from Mullahoran, another very versatile player. In centre field we have Nassabord number 8 from Crushala and Annie Denneher number 9 from Mullahoran. Annie Denneher is a very young player coming through there, so it's good to see her in there. And Nass is one of our stalwart players at this stage, so she'll guide her through the game. Number 10, Niamh Keenahan from Lara. She's actually a dual player as well, playing camogie with us at the moment. And number 11, Lauren McAveety from Crushala. And number 12, Aisling Wilds Killigarry, a good strong half forward line. And number 13, we have Ali Cahill from Killigarry, which scored the 2 goals last week. One of our strong players. I had her with the minors 3 years ago, and she's a very good player, get her on the ball, so it's great to see her in again. And number 14, Geraldine Shorten from Mullahoran, Mona's sister, another great player. She was out there the last day but back in. And we have Aisling Gilson in number 15, Manchuja Munchconnect, another great scorer, so hopefully she can score some of the great scores she scored the last day to get them through.
Very good, yeah. So only the one change there, really. I suppose another change there just for everybody. Number 29 will be Joanne Riley. Kate Smith is out this afternoon. I go through the Tipperary team. Lost to Mayo by 10 points. I suppose if we're going on any comparisons here, Cavan only lost by a point the last day, but Tipperary disappointed that day as well. One change for Tipperary, we'll go through that in a minute. We'll start off with Lauren Fitzpatrick in goal this afternoon. Elaine Kelly, Lucy Spillane and Emma Cronin making up the full back line. Nora Martin and Niamh Martin at 5 and 6. And the captain, Cleona O'Dwyer, in at number 7. Marie Creedon at 8, and beside her 9, Eva O'Shea this afternoon, Clara English number 10, and Angela McGuigan at number 11. There was a change going to happen anyway at number 12. Sarah Ryan was to come in, but she is out, and Roisin Howard, number 30, is in for Sarah Ryan this afternoon. Emma Marcy at number 13, and the dangerous Lorraine O'Shea in at full forward this afternoon. She's in for Casey Hennessy as second change for the Tipperary team from last week's match. And Maureen Murphy in at number 15 this afternoon. We'll have our own Navian in a minute, but before that, I suppose, Rosie, people saying Cavan favoured for this, but it should be a close encounter.
Well, yeah, they're very on par. Cavan probably should come out with the win, please God they do, if they play like they did last week and push through near the end and never give up attitude. But as we know, Tipperary are kind of the same wavelength, and you know, both will give it all when you don't want to go down to a relegation battle. You know, you want to win on the day.
You certainly do. Today's winner definitely staying up in senior. The losers will have to play a relegation playoff in the next round to stay up. So obviously both teams are trying their best to avoid that big drop. Again, I suppose going on results from this Group A before this, Cavan coming very unlucky against Mayo in the last round, but a convincing win by Dublin in the first round, a convincing win for Dublin versus Tipperary as well. I suppose hard to judge anything when you're playing the Dubs.
I know, yeah. They got a good game against them, but look, that'll just stand to them, give them experience. They very rarely get to play Dublin, so the likes of them and against Mayo, at least as I say, they get the experience of knowing what's up against them in the next few years.
Certainly. We'd have our own Navian. I think 'tis Tara Rogers, the Cavan Rose from 2022, going to sing for us today. I think we'll wait another minute for that. So No major hurry on us. So ready to go at 2 o'clock. Again, conditions, very strong wind blowing from right to left. Will put in on any team going from left to right, that's for sure. And it's not raining now, but it was lashing there about 15-20 minutes ago, and forecast to do the same. We'll stop now for our own VM. All ready to go here. A nice crowd in Kingspan Breffni Park. A few hundred people here, if not more. Lining out, mostly Cavan supporters. A few have made the whole way from Tipperary, but not many this afternoon. A nice young crowd here to watch the future stars as well in attendance here this afternoon, looking out at what hopefully for them will be a Cavan victory this afternoon. But a lot of work to do still. Tipperary look riled up this afternoon. They travelled up this morning. They had their breakfast. They collected in the horse and jockey first thing, had their breakfast halfway up, and look primed and ready to go here now this afternoon. I think Cavan playing from right to left, Rosie, in this first half, maybe trying to get a bit of a lead up if they can and hold this Tipperary team in the second half.
Hopefully with the wind. There is a strong wind, you wouldn't think it, but there is quite a strong wind, so they're playing with it now. Hopefully they'll use it in the first few minutes.
Certainly is. Elaine Brady, I think, playing in goal. Is it her first time?
It is, yeah, it's her first start. Yeah, she's actually an outfield player. She can play midfield, centre half back, centre half forward, also plays camogie as well. She's in there a good few months now. She went in late, so yeah, it's great to see her in there. It's great to see her getting a start, so hopefully she's on par today.
As you were saying, a very strong back line in front of her anyway, and hopefully with that wind won't cause her many problems here in the first half. Her stepping in for Elaine Walsh, who is sick this afternoon. I think Joanne Riley in at number 29 as well would be the substitute goalie if needed, but hopefully not.
No.
Hopefully not.
Elaine has a good long kick as well, and same with camogie, good long strike. She's quite tall, so hopefully that'll stand for her today with the wind.
Okay, all ready to go here. The referee today is the down man, Declan Carlin, in the centre of the pitch. The Tipperary full forward has come out for the throw-in, and that might have helped because they do win and they have the first effort up the field against the wind this afternoon, and it is Lorraine O'Shea who has the ball. She's dispossessed immediately, but Tipperary still hold the ball. They're happy to keep it slow, work through the phases. Emma Morrissey with a nice ball to her corner. Maureen Murphy, she works it out here now to the wing back, Nora Martin. Nora sends it to Niamh. Sends a nice crossfield ball here. Nearly all the Cavan players, 13 players now in their own 45, looking to go defensive and break down this Tipperary attack, who are building patiently here, happy to keep the ball and get the confidence going, run through the phases. There's a bit of space out here at the wing now and a chance for Tipperary to come through. They might be spelling blood. They're going across again to Emma Morrissey. She looks for a bit more space. They work to inside the D, but this one drops short and into the safe hands of Elaine Brady, we talked so much about before this. She's happy to let that clear, and Cavan will come out in a nice wave here of 5 of 6 girls and go through the hands and keep it safe. Falls eventually out here now to Aisling Walls, who is dispossessed. Emma Morrissey picks it up. She does well. She had the effort and she works her way back. No free there. Hand being held, I thought myself, but Declan Carlin happy to leave that go. Lorraine O'Shea now, who seems to be everywhere this afternoon. The substitute in there, Roisin Howard, with her first effort on the ball. Beautiful hand passing there to the full forward for Tipperary, Lorraine O'Shea, who started off the match in the middle of the field, works her way up, did well to dispossess earlier as well, recollects the ball, and a beautiful effort over the bar from Lorraine O'Shea. Yeah,
Cavan under pressure now in the first few minutes. They seem to be moving the ball well, Tipperary through the hands until the score is on. As you said, midfield coming through, the wing half forwards coming through, and they've after winning that kick out too. They're really, really into it here in the first few minutes.
They certainly are. The wind doesn't seem to be putting in that Tipperary team in this first few minutes. And they very patient play as well. There's no hurry on them here. They're very confident.
Great hand pass, and yeah, through someone's off the shoulder all the time. They're not just kicking it for the sake of kicking it. They're getting Cavan back, but Cavan have what 1, 2, 3, 6 players in front of them. So hopefully they can defend the goals as much than anything, even if it's a point. It's better than a goal.
Marie Creedon out, the number 8 for Tipperary. She brings it back outside the 45. Tipperary very happy to keep the ball in hand. Niamh Martin now with a beautiful ball in here to the corner to the ever dangerous Lorraine O'Shea, who might look to get a second point here, but she's double marked. Good block down there, but she still has the ball. She's dispossessed again.
It's 2 great dispossessions from Niamh Kinahan. Did the first tackle and the second. Great work from her coming back from her wing half forward line. So it's very good defending for Niamh.
It certainly is. Leaves the ball now to Éireann Lager with the bad ball back there to Shauna Lynch, but experienced hands there. She deals with it well and works it out. The midfielder now, Nessa Bird on the ball. She has a bit of space in front of her.
Just needs the players off the shoulder now. They're all stopping as they give it. They need to keep going 2 or 3 off the shoulder.
Aisling Walls now. Cavan with their first opportunity in the Tipperary half, but all the Tipperary backs and midfielders and centre backs are making it very difficult there for Aisling Walls. She's forced to go back to Nessa Bird. Nessa Bird now, they'll have to play patiently like Tipperary have, but they do have a win behind them which will help. The captain now, Laura Fitzpatrick, on the ball for the first time this afternoon, leaves it into Lauren McVitie. She can go herself, but she's happy to leave it to Kinahan, who did very well defensively only a few minutes ago and does very well here with the chance, but the free was given, so we'll come back. And
yeah, great running from Niamh off the shoulder there. As I was saying, coming through the middle, they need people off the shoulder, and she met a strong player switching through the shoulder and won the free as well, as you said, just after defending up in the corner a few minutes previous. So if they can get the players off the shoulder, as you say, with the wind, and get a few scores up.
Yeah, she's doing brilliant. Man of the match performance so far from her, defensively and offensively. Leaves the ball now to Aisling Gilson, who is far out, but with the wind behind, that should help her. I think this one might just drift to the left and wide. Unlucky there for Aisling, her first wide of the match, and Cavan's first wide. We'll see what they can do from the kick out here. They look to press high. They're seem to go man on man. Tipperary's pulling it wide. The 2 wing half backs are pulling way out towards the sideline, so trying to open the space, I'd say. Or they're going short. Lauren Fitzpatrick going short, dangerous enough, but dealt with very well there by Emma Cronin. She leaves it out to her corner forward, Maureen Murphy, who's made her whole way back and sends it back to Fitzpatrick again. Fitzpatrick under a bit of pressure, but does well with it. Sends it into space. 3 Tipperary women looking for it. One of them is Nora Martin. Finally now finds his way to Emma Cronin. There's a bit of space in the swing, but Cavan are closing down and doing very good defensive job in the forward line there, but not good enough because Niamh Martin breaks. No free there given, so we'll play on. The Tipperary captain, Clean O'Dwyer, getting involved for the first time. Leaves it into her midfielders. Finally falls to English now. Tipperary playing very fast. Hand passes up the field, doing very well. Getting the free. Might be a bit too far out here from McGuigan. She might look to go quick. Not many options for her. She goes out the wing eventually. Creedon collects. Creedon brings it into 21. She brings it into the 14, sends it back to McGuigan. McGuigan with a beautiful hand pass in there for Tipperary, and another great score.
Yeah, they seem to be getting their scores that little bit easier, again through the hands and giving it to the shooter in the right area. Cavan, when they get up, they need to do the same off the shoulder. They need to work that little bit harder. I don't think they're getting enough tackles in. They're kind of letting them give the pass a little sooner tackling, and it might slow them down a bit.
Marie Creedon there, the number 8 for Tipperary, with her first point of the afternoon. 2-1 now. A big kick out there, but over the head of everyone, as you were saying there.
Yeah.
She has a fine kick. It was too big for everyone. That wind probably carried it as well.
Yeah.
Over the head of everyone, and finally finds its way to Nora Martin. She brings it back to McGuigan.
Yeah, they're under pressure straight away when they don't win their own kick out, And again, another free right in the front of the D.
There's some beautiful hand passing from Tipperary this afternoon.
They're holding the ball very well. They're not giving it away stupidly. They're holding it off the player, and even their kick passing is very good.
Morrissey sends it into English. Under pressure here now is Clean O'Dwyer, the Tipperary captain, but it finds its way out. Nice patient play from Tipperary again. Out to the girl who just got a point only a few minutes ago, Marie Creedon. She's a bit further out now. She won't fancy her chances from there, but a kick pass there from Eva O'Shea, probably the first pass to go astray from Tipperary all afternoon. Yeah,
she was trying to dink it into the girl in the corner. It would have been straight through, goal chance. It just didn't go her way. It was a good idea though. Now Cavan, they've won a free, so they need to work it up through the hand. I think Tipperary 4 players back here across the half back line.
They seem to have an extra girl everywhere, don't they?
Yeah, and that's when you need Cavan running off the shoulder, breaking the line, 3 or 4 of them. It's Geraldine Sheridan, she's great at agility, Geraldine.
She does well. The advantage was being played, but Declan Carlin calling it back here. It's a bit far out now to be going, so she'll look for a quick ball. No quick ball coming again. Tipperary with numbers behind the ball. Only 2 Tipperary girls in the full forward line. There's 13 behind the 45 here. And looking to put pressure on. They are putting massive pressure on Geraldine Sheridan there. She sends the ball to the 21, but out in the wing it's going to be very difficult to work a score from here.
Just 2 or 3, just dispossessed.
A well blocked ball there on tip, and they'll come again. They'll look to move quickly. It was the hands of Clara English who'd made her way back there and did very well defensively. And Tipperary on the break again. Seems to be a much quicker break when they come.
And see, there's 3 or 4 off their shoulder, and you know it's making it easy for them when they do get the ball up. Then there's players there.
McGuigan again playing a very central role for Tipperary this afternoon. She leaves it to Marie Creedon, who's doing the same job herself. She puts it out the wing now to Nora Martin. Nora Martin sees Morrissey out here on the corner. Morrissey now looking for maybe a jink or two and round 1 or 2. She certainly does that. She rounds 3 or 4 nearly and sends it into the substitute Roisin Howard. Howard now looks to work her way into the D, put under massive pressure from Cavan, and has to be... No, it's a free out. Yeah, she took too many steps there.
She got the hop just in time, but it was just that little bit too late. But she did well. She got back by 3 or 4 Cavan players. I think they just need to get a bit more hands-on in the tackling. They're kind of letting the player go off, and then they're dragging, so then it's the foul. Whereas if they get the tackle in when the player has the ball, now they need players off the shoulder. It's up through the centre, so they don't have to go backwards.
And there's a lot of pressure coming from those Tipperary girls as well, though.
There's 3 across the half-back line.
It certainly is. The ball had to come in, but great work there from the Tipperary cornerback once again. But she's dispossessed, just as I say it. Emma Cronin there. Cavan dispossessing themselves, though. Ball not sticking into the hands there of Geraldine Sheridan, but they still have. They have with McVitie now. She's on the 45. See the massive pressure coming there, but puts a beautiful jinky ball into the corner forward, Ali Cal. Ali now has been held up in the corner. She can't go anywhere. She has to leave the ball off. Lovely ball sent off, but 4 Tipperary women again in the way there of the...
lucky there to get that free. They actually dropped, they dropped the ball. But it was a great run from Sinead Green up the wing to get the ball. I know she got bottled up by 3 or 4 players and had to come back out. But see the difference it makes when 1 or 2 runs at them. They're not doing that. They're all standing waiting for the pass instead of moving to the ball. Hopefully Lauren can put this over. She's a good left foot.
So Lauren McVitie looking for her first of the afternoon. Aisling Gilsonan takes them off the right, and McVitie on the left. And her first effort of the day is put over the bar. Well, they'll be happy with that. It's taken them.
Yeah, it'll settle them a bit. Even 1 score will settle them.
It certainly will. It's taken a long time with that strong wind, but the wind doesn't seem to be putting in Tipperary
They're
this
getting
afternoon.
it out quite good, the Tipperary, even against the wind. See the short kick out and then straight out through the hands.
Yeah, a foul there on the Tipperary number 6, Niamh Martin. A high challenge and a name taken there. I'm not sure for who. Declan Carlin taking a name, but Niamh is fine. She sends it across to Nora. Nora Martin now with the ball, sends it up the wing. It's come often from Nora Martin, number 5, into Emma Morrissey this afternoon, who's finally blocked down this afternoon.
Niamh again
by Niamh, who's made her way back and showing great tackling skills once again. But Tipperary still have, and Nora Martin has. Sends it out to McGuigan. McGuigan with a ball across into Niamh Martin. Martin has a bit of space. She sends a ball, but again another block down from Cavan. Not enough. Tipperary still have possession. McGuigan.
Very comfortable on the ball, Tipperary, run through. They're very good on it.
Tipperary captain there doing very well, bringing it to Marie Creedon. Now the number 30, Roisin Howard, with an effort. And does that go over the bar? It does not, just to the left and wide. Good effort from Roisin Howard. But
Roisin's doing well there, their substitute. She seems to be on the ball an awful lot. She's moving fast, and I know it was a wide ball, but she took the chance anyway. Cavan need to kind of be a bit tighter on her. She's got on and off amount of ball. That's a good kick out there to Lauren into space.
Certainly is.
Now they need players off the shoulder. They're just very static, Cavan. They need to start moving more out the field.
Beautiful ball in there, dealt with well by Cavan, who have it now. It's Geraldine Sheridan, who's under a bit of pressure, but deals with it well. Cavan had the ball, but a difficult position here now. Finally falls out to Nasa Bird. Nasa will have to go out the wing to Niamh Keenan. Keenan now with the left. A beautiful boot. If she can get this over, a wonderful shot, a banana shot there from Niamh Keenan over the bar. Well, what a game she's having this afternoon. Defensively, offensively. Her second effort, well, really her first proper one. And with that left boot, swings it over the bar with that strong wind behind her. Great score.
Great score on the left foot. Niamh's very good. She did the same that up in Clonus the last day. Great score from the left wing.
Cavan going with another short kick out. They seem to be all going to the same person, Emma Cronin in the same place, just at the edge of the D. But Cavan not dealing with it. Tipperary getting that ball, happy to keep possession and work it up the field nice and slowly against that strong wind, which they've done very well up to now. But maybe as I speak, it's being lost. But no, it's Marie Creedon does very well. She's played an excellent game herself, showing her strength, collecting the ball, sending it across to her midfield partner, Eva O'Shea here. Finally finds its way to Roisin Howard, who had a chance earlier. She sends it into number 13, Morrissey. Morrissey with a cracker of a goal. Well, she's been getting past girls all day. She's been looking very dangerous. A beautiful hand passing movement up the field. Sent into Morrissey, who had a bit of space. She was left by herself, but she finished that brilliantly into the top right corner. Yeah,
it was a great kick. And again, number 30 gave her a great pass in to get the score. So the two of them are quite good. They're on the ball. They need to be picked up a bit sooner.
Declan Carlin having a word with the umpires there, but not much said, because I think that's going to stay counted. I didn't see what went wrong there myself. I didn't see much, but a goal given. 1-2 now. That'll help Tipperary spirits. 2 points unanswered against Cavan, but that goal from Emma Morrissey maybe taking the wind out of the sails of Cavan, but early yet they'll come again. Mona Sheridan now with the ball, sends a nice ball in here. Quicker ball from the kick pass coming into those Cavan forwards, and they're dealing quite well with it. Geraldine Sheridan now on the ball. She's in the wing and she's hassled and harried there, but illegally so. She wins a free. We'll give the quick one inside. Beautiful ball in, but what about that from marking from Emma Cronin again from Tipperary, who's played brilliantly. But it's the Cavan girl who has it. She tried to work her way in. Nobody inside. She's forced to go back. A rough tackle there from Niamh Martin, and a legal tackle as well. Yeah,
Tipperary's tackling though is a lot tighter. See, the minute Cavan players on the ball, they're getting the hand in, whereas when it comes up the field, Cavan are kind of letting them get the pass and then putting the kind of late tackle in. It's just if they worked a bit harder on their tackling.
Laura now, I think again, is it on the left?
Yeah.
She looked for her second. Difficult enough angle. She does have the wind.
Hopefully now. Yeah, great score, yeah.
So Lauren McVeety with a great score. 2 from 2 now for Lauren.
Yeah.
Tipperary have the ball. They look to go short again. There's a bit of movement. Again, it falls.
Short kick out again, and out through the hands. Seems to be working well for them.
It certainly does. And
Cavan need to push up man on man for that and then drop back. They're just not doing that. Just getting out too easy then and under pressure straight away.
Niamh Martin now with the ball. She's been closed down a bit tighter there by Cavan in the middle of the pitch. Illegally so. Hand held back, so Tipperary will have the free. We'll have to go back to where the free actually happened. Angela McGuigan now with the possession, will slow it down, sends it out the wing. Tipperary might be happy to slow a ball down against this strong wind and a few points up and hopeful for the second half. That wind will help them, but doesn't seem to be helping Cavan at the moment, so maybe not much of a difference there. They come now through Clara English. Clara's put under pressure there, again illegally so. I think 2 hands over the body there, so she sends it back to Marie Creedon. And Tipperary will look to build again, nice and easy through the phases. No Cavan woman there, all inside the 45, bar the 3 full forwards. And Tipperary break through. The goal scorer now, Emma Morrissey on the ball. There's 2 in front of her, 3 even. She gets it again. Nowhere to go, has to kick with the boot to the centre to Angela McGuigan. She sends a nice ball into her centre back, Niamh Martin. Niamh looks to break through, takes a lot of pressure, but beautiful jinx there again from Marie Creedon, showing her pace and agility as well. She leaves it to the number 7, Clean O'Dwyer, the captain, with a high ball, but nobody there. Only the Cavan captain. Well, she does well with it there, Elaine Brady.
Great catch by Elaine, yeah.
And midfield to catch.
Yeah, there you go, the high ball.
Very confident under the high ball with that strong wind as well. Very difficult one to judge that.
Yeah, especially when you have 2 or 3 players around you. You don't know if they're your own or Tipperary's, but it was a great catch.
Showing her height, showing her skill there. Feety now with a beautiful ball in, a stunning ball into Ali Cahill. Ali Cahill turned, but 2 Tipperary women there bottling her up. She'd have to try harder than that, but nowhere to go, has to put it back. Another beautiful tackle put in there from a Tipperary hand, putting massive pressure on her. She had done well, but again, Tipperary with numbers. Come, collect, cleared out. Clara English now has a bit of space. And, well, Tipperary playing very well defensively this afternoon, snuffing out nearly every Cavan opportunity.
And she's on it again, number 10.
Clara again goes down for it, doesn't win this time. Again, a Cavan winning a 50 ball. That'll do them the power of good, because they've been a bit shell-shocked now in this half. They look to get a few more scores now before this half-time whistle is blown. But again, wonderful tackling, this time coming from the girl who's just after coming in for Tipperary, Roisin Howard. A clash of heads, I think, there. So we'll slow it down and just check if the girls are okay.
Let's play her over down the other side as well. The tackling is improving a bit, but again, number 30 for Tipperary. Getting a great tackle in there. I know it's a free, but she slowed them down, stopped Cavan momentum, you know. I think Cavan just need to be that little bit more stronger on the tackle, and then more players off the shoulder when they're driving forward, especially when they're with the wind. It's going to be so much harder in the second half when you're against it. And you're more tired and everything, you know. Make it easy when you can.
That hand passing game seems to be that. It seems to be the thing to do when you're against the wind. And the hand passing game from Tipperary has been very impressive this afternoon. Short hand passing, but the long hand passing too, which you don't see much in Ulster. It's not an Ulster style.
No, they're very good, and even their little dinky kicks, their kick passing is very good. If they know the hand pass isn't going to get there, they'll give the kick, and it's very good. It's what got there, the goal and the point. But yeah, they're very good at it. They've obviously worked on that to get it out, you know.
Fine team performance so far, but still very, very early. And again, Cavan were favourites probably coming into this match. They can step it up a gear or two as well when they need. So Clara English, the Tipperary number 10, was down. She's back up. She seems okay. And we play on. It's Cavan who have the ball. This time the impressive Niamh Keenan on it again. She does brilliantly. She sends it out to Mona Sheridan. Mona Sheridan now with the dinky ball into the corner for Cavan here. It's Ali Cahill. Ali Cahill is a great woman to dink and dive herself and break a man. Hasn't done so this afternoon, but she's been marked by 2 or 3 often. And again, it's Emma Cronin, who's a fantastic defender, again blocking down a Cavan chance there.
Yeah, they're shooting at the wrong time. They're giving the wrong pass. It's just panic, I'd say, because they have the goal up. It's just panic on the ball. If they settle and move the ball through the hands, like Tipperary are doing. Ali Cahill has no space there. Give her space and she will score, but they need to move the ball between themselves a bit faster.
Yeah, and Tipperary seem to be doing that. Cavan do seem to be pushing out a bit more now, putting a bit more pressure. But look at that strength and determination there from the number 8 for Tipperary. That's Marie Creedon there. Very hard to stop that. Even 2 or 3 girls can't stop that. A heavy shoulder coming finally in. Cavan showing a bit of intent, but an illegal shoulder. I suppose they all are at this level, but...
That's Eva O'Shea, number 9. She went through the first time. I think it was for the first score, the second score. She's great running through. And there she is again. She's on form for them.
So at least a name being taken here by Declan Carlin.
Just maybe pick up the middle of the field a bit sooner. It's a bit open and they're getting the run at the guards, and that's why the fouls are happening on the D then. So the half backs are coming out. So if they just get a little tighter in the middle of the field and the half back line, it'll make it a little easier for them.
Oh, Eva's down, but she looks okay, I think. She'll be back up soon. Tipperary won't fancy their chances from this far out. Again, that strong wind still blowing from right to left, so it's going to be very difficult for whoever's taking this to put it over the bar. It'd be very impressive if they could.
It looks like she's going to chance it.
I think it might be
13.
The number 13, Emma Morrissey. Yeah, well, she's full of confidence. She brings it a few yards forward as well, and with the right, well, a great score. Wonderful score there from Emma Morrissey, the goal scorer, full of confidence.
Snuck her a few steps.
She took more than a few steps. Brings it inside the D, maybe took 10 yards on that ball. Clever, she got away with it, so she does well and slots it, although to be fair, could have gone another 10 yards and still gone over the bar, so she does great. Well, ball kept in lovely there, I thought, by Marie Creed.
By Nasa.
By Nasa Bird.
She was pushed out, but she left the ball in the place, so it was good thinking on her. She's won the free now.
Yeah, she's done very well. That'll help.
Take it off them.
Nona now with the ball. She sends it across. Collected here by Niamh Keenan. Niamh Keenan has been kind of faultless all afternoon. This afternoon, she does well. Brings it to Denneher. He's been quiet so far, but there's a nice ball across there. Give a bit of space, and nice floaty ball in there with the wind, sent into the full forward Geraldine Sheridan, but she's dispossessed again, 2 marking her. And
again, the tackling and the full back line from Tipperary is immense, and even if they don't win it, they're out in front, they're flying.
they certainly are. And you have Martin flying as well. She breaks 2 tackles. One of them is illegal. That's coming from Ashton Gilson, and so you have Martin send the ball back. She does well, brings it into McGuigan, who's been very central to every Tipperary attack this afternoon. Plenty of space there for the number 10, Clara English, who got a battering the last time she had the ball. She's a bit more stable with it this time. Sends it back to McGuigan, who sends it to Nora Martin. Nora now with a bit of space. Sends it to the ever-confident Emma Morrissey, who will look to send back. Beautiful ball there, but just dropped by Nora Martin. Gets time to pick it back up and send the old 1-2. And back to Emma Morrissey again, who sends a jinky ball into her number 30, but it's going to be dealt with, I think, very easily here by Elaine Brady. Just going over the head there, but not many options for her. Trying her best, as 2 or 3 times now Tipperary have put in a jinky little kick pass inside the 21. Not quite working out this afternoon. Doing better through the hands. They're dispossessed, and a beautiful ball. It works its way quickly down to Ali Cahill, but over the hand of Ali Cahill and down to the hands of Lauren Fitzpatrick, the Tipperary goalkeeper, who deals with it very well. She's been solid this afternoon from kickouts. I think all her kickouts have gone to Tipperary hands this afternoon, and her clearance there doing the same thing. Eva O'Shea now on the ball for Tipperary, and Cavan crowding the centre a little bit more. It's going to be a bit more difficult now for Tipperary to work it up as easy as they had been doing in the first half, so they'll slow it down again. Maybe happy to just play out to the half-time whistle here against that strong wind. They'll be happy just to keep possession.
Yeah, but even that ball in Ali Cahill, there was 6 players in front of her and her own player on her, so Cavan needs to just be a little bit more clever on their balls in to the forward line.
McGuigan now with a beautiful crossfield ball. 2 Tipperary women there to deal with it. One of them is Clara English. She's bottled up there, does well on the ground, sends a nice hand pass back to her number 8, Marie Creedon. Marie now, she's bottled up, and I think illegally so again. Another free. There's a bit more frees coming from Cavan, but Emma Morrissey, she can slot them over from outside the D. She can certainly slot them over from inside the D. She's on the 21, even a more central location than where she scored her free before this. She scored a goal and a point so far, hasn't put one wide, so you'd imagine this will be a safe one, even with that strong wind.
Yeah.
She steals her yards and belts that one straight over the bar. 1-2 now from Emma Morrissey this
number
afternoon.
8, Marie Creedon, that got the free. Again, strong run through from centre field. Her number 9, the 2 midfielders are very good for Tipperary.
They've been very impressive. Who else has been impressive for Cavan is Elaine Brady. She's done well with her kickouts. Big monster kickouts, and another one there. But again, over the head of everyone. I think Cavan should probably place themselves back a little bit more, because with that wind, she's sending it out to the halfway line and even further. And who's doing very well is Emma Morrissey, who's playing a defensive role now. She's after coming back, has collected that ball and will hold and bring it up as far as Maureen Murphy. Maureen sends it back to Morrissey. Morrissey now looks to slow down the ball, sends the ball back to Angela McGuigan, but is dispossessed. Cavan putting a lot more pressure there in the centre of the field. There's a clash of heads there, is it? Nasa Bird is down.
Ashton Gilson is down as well.
Cavan are out on their feet at the moment.
Yeah, the kick-out's just, as you said, it's just going over the head. They need to drop 1 or 2 just back into that space where it's going over and win their own kick-outs, 2 or 3 in a row.
So a throw ball here for Declan Carlin. Niamh Keenan in here for Cavan, slightly smaller, but doesn't put it in her. She still wins. So sorry, it's Nasa Bird, does well there. Ashton Walls now as a free there. We might play advantage. No.
Yeah, great pace by Ashton Walls there through. Great speed.
It's a wonderful player.
Free.
Usually will score quite a few in a match. Hasn't a score yet today, but it's still early. McVitie now, who has scored herself, 2 scores up to now, puts it back to Walls, who under pressure is forced to go backwards into the centre here for Lauren McVitie, who on the left will be looking for her 3rd point. If she can score this, it'll certainly help Cavan going at half time.
Yeah, brilliant score. Turns on her left, and she's out so far as well, down to the edge of the D. It's a great score. They needed that. They need that before half-time.
They certainly did. Lauren McPheety now with 3 points, 2 from frees, 1 from play. Aisling Wall sets up, leaves it into it, but Cavan putting more pressure on the quick kick out this time, but it didn't matter because Lauren Fitzpatrick showing her class with her kick out anyway and giving over the heads of everyone, collected by a Tipperary woman and finds its way to Marie Creedon here now with only a few seconds maybe left here before the half-time whistle as the crowds make their way to the shops. But Tipperary aren't finished yet. They might look for another score here before half-time. Nora Martin now with a beautiful ball again into Roisin Howard, who's created quite a lot this afternoon, leaves it back to Martin again, sends it in here to the full forward who's dealt with everything very well. She scored the first point today for Tipperary, won the kick out, has been quiet so far since then, Lorraine O'Shea, but does well this time.
Yeah, I don't know if that though, she won the ball and Erin put her arm in and she held Erin's arm. It was clear to be seen, but obviously the ref didn't see, but now that's a bit unfortunate for Erin, but she did well.
Well, a very biased Cavan woman here beside me.
I give it to Cavan.
Emma Morrissey now with the ball, and the first one to go wide from her. She
could be just tired. She did a lot of work there at the field the first few minutes ago. So that's just, I'd say, why that went wide.
Well, with 1-2 out of 1-4 this afternoon for Tipperary, you couldn't give out.
No.
Again, a very strong wind against her. She's done well to get her 2 frees against that strong wind so far. But this one pulling to the right and wide. Cavan now maybe looking to finish off the stronger through Keenan. She does brilliantly once again there. She's been probably Cavan's best player this afternoon, and Niamh with a lovely ball here into the corner as well. This time Emma Cronin not winning the ball for the first time in a long time for Tipperary. It's left to a Cavan woman. That woman I think is Sheridan. I'm not sure who puts that one. Who puts that one wide.
Just unfortunate, it was just outside the right post, but at least she took the chance and took the shot on. You know, they're not doing that.
That wind now kind of blowing cross field as well, so that might have taken it to the right side. Cavan finally dealing better with the Tipperary kick out. There will be a throw on here. Both girls scrambling for the ball on the ground, but finally Cavan putting pressure on that. The
kick out, yeah, they're actually starting to do that, and look at the difference. That's 2 nearly turnovers, and that could have been a goal chance if they had won the ball. But they're pushing up man on man for the kick outs and stopping the short ones, so at least that will help. It's a throw up actually.
Up here now, this time won by a Tipperary woman. A Tipperary woman is Marie Creedon, who's played very well this first half. Leaves it up to her midfield partner, Eva O'Shea. Eva nowhere to go, is forced to go back, and they'll build up in a nice phase up through Marie Creedon again. But Cavan putting a lot more pressure here, legally so this time again on a Tipperary woman. But Cavan putting a lot more pressure in the centre of the field. The tactics seem to be right now. Finally.
Yeah, they're working hard out in the middle of the field. See the difference.
Lauren Fitzpatrick, rower. She's on her own. A heavy hit there.
Free in, yeah. Well done,
for
Lauren.
barging.
Yeah, Lauren stood her ground, put her hands out. Clever. Now they're holding the ball.
Well, Lauren Fitzpatrick again putting in a great performance for the first 25 minutes here, but the last few minutes there's been a lot of pressure coming on her kickouts, pressure coming on her there with the ball in hand as well. And Cavan do well. The spirits will definitely be lifted here for Cavan from this performance in the last few minutes, and if Lauren can score her 4th point out of 4 here, it'll definitely stand to them. Only 2 points in it at half time. If this goes over the bar again, the wind behind her will help. With the left, I think that one might be just sailing over the bar. It certainly is.
Good. It's a great score again. They need that. Lauren has scored all, has she?
She certainly has. Not one wide yet. 4 from 4. Again, the short kick out coming. This time dealt with better. It's the captain there. Clean O'Dwyer collects the ball for Tipperary and brings it up to McGuigan, who really hasn't put a foot wrong. Well, they're happy with the keeper. They send it back to Fitzpatrick again. Happy to put her under pressure.
Yeah, look at the pressure, the difference it's making. It's making it harder for them to get out.
A woman who doesn't shy from pressure is Emma Cronin. She's played brilliantly this afternoon, the Tipperary corner back. She does well again.
Number 4 is brilliant, yeah.
She was fouled. Fouled, I think, by Geraldine Sheridan there. So we'll come back. The ball will be slowed down.
Yeah, look, at least we're slowing them down, you know, way out the field. They needed to start doing that. They're letting them out too easy.
So no buzzer this afternoon. Declan Cronin will be keeping an eye on the watch himself. I suppose we did have a few injuries as well, so we're playing a few minutes of injury time by the looks of things. Tipperary happy to hold ball, I was going to say, but maybe not. A bad hand pass there. The first one all day given by Niamh Martin, and Cavan, who have the wind in their sails again, looking to attack. This time it's McVitie again, who's made her way to a more central location, picks up ball, sends it to her wing back, Mona Sheridan, who sends a lovely ball in to Cahill, who's done well so far this afternoon, sends it back to Sheridan, but 4 or 5 Tipperary women there putting pressure. McVitie now with the Durn, sends it to Bird. Bird has a bit of space outside the D. If she could score this, it'd be a great one if she could do, but very far out, just to the left and wide.
Look again.
From NASA there.
Yeah, look, at least she tried. She went for the shot with the win. She might as well. It's coming up to near half time, so if it went over, it would have been a great chance, but
Clean O'Dwyer does well, collects unmarked just inside her 45 there from the kick out. Tipperary have been much quieter. They haven't made their way into the Cavan 45 for quite some time, probably the longest time in the match. They'd be looking maybe for one more score now because they have been quiet in the last few minutes. They won't get a chance though. Declan Carden blows the whistle here. The down man in what was probably a topsy-turvy first half, but definitely against the grain. We thought Cavan would be up by a few points, especially with that strong wind this afternoon, but Tipperary came out with a point in the first minute from their full forward, Lorraine O'Shea, who started off in the middle of the field, Marie Creed, and then the big midfielder for Tipperary getting a second point. And then it was the Emma Morrissey show for the last few, certainly the middle 10 minutes of the first half. A goal and 2 points coming from her, only one wide, only 2 wides coming from Tipperary in that whole first half, working the ball patiently in to the 21, taking their scores when they could. Cavan not so much in the first few minutes, a good few wides, but they have grown into the game. Lauren McVitie with 4 points, no wides. Niamh Keenan, who's played brilliantly defensively and on the forward line this afternoon with a point as well, leaving it only 2 points in it, but a very strong win for Tipperary in the second half, which might make things very difficult for them, Rosie.
Yeah. Hopefully Cavan can work hard and work it through the hands like Tipperary did. It just took them a while to get settled into it, and then when Tip got the goal, you could see the kind of panic setting in and a few sloppy passes in the forwards, but hopefully they'll settle down now when they know they're after getting up to nearly 2 points in it. So you just need to tackle a bit better when they're coming through, not the sloppy passes because they're getting the frees, and maybe up front there's just too many balls going in where there's only 1 or 2 forwards and 3 or 4 there. It's just making it harder for them. So if the girls get the girls off the shoulder, and like you said a while ago, getting the midfield mark, and 8 and 9 are very, very effective for Tipperary. Marie and Eva, they're very good. They're running through and they're creating that extra overlap. So if the midfield could get that slight bit tighter, hopefully it'll improve the second half.
Okay, so that's it from us. We'll head away now for 10 minutes and be back with you for the second half here of the TG4 All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. The host Cavan against Tip, but all to do against a strong wind in the second half. Welcome back to the TG4 All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. Very important match here this afternoon. The losers from today go on to a relegation battle. That won't be forgotten at half-time. Plenty said, I'm sure, by Jerry Mohan and by Peter Creedon in the dressing rooms this afternoon. The winners will stay up in senior, so all to do, and the team with most to do are Cavan this afternoon. 2 points down, a very strong win, blowing from right to left. Will put in on them, and it's Tipperary who win the ball. Again, Marie Creedon, who played fantastically in the first half, wins that, a high ball in, but it's Cavan who collect and Cavan who look to build. A lot of work to do, Rosie, this afternoon. I wonder what kind of tactic now Cavan will have in the first few minutes of this half.
Yeah, I don't see any changes either. There's no changes to it. So hopefully they're get man on the kickouts and work off the shoulder. They seem to be doing that already. So hopefully that'll help them along to improve and get a few scores. See, already they're off the shoulder 2 or 3. Lauren, just a bit.
Yeah, trying to copy the Tipperary playbook from the first half, but Tipperary dealing with it a lot better. And Angela McGuigan wins the ball. She played very well in the first half. A woman who was very quiet was Lucy Spillane. Didn't have much to do, to be fair, the full back. She leaves the ball to her goalkeeper, Lauren Fitzpatrick, and Tipperary will look to build. They have a win. They might look to kick the ball a bit fast. Now, that happened in the first half as well, and it was given for barging, and it's happened again. Tipperary again barging through. This time it's Niamh Martin. It was Lauren Fitzpatrick in the first half. Monaghan doing well, standing the ground, putting the hands up.
Yeah, Lauren put the hands out again straight away. It's the same player actually.
Very good. So
stood her ground.
Cavan coming now well. Lovely hand passes there. They work it into the D. The number 12 there for Cavan, Aisling Walls, puts in a ball, but it falls and drops short. So Tipperary will look to build, I suppose.
Slow them down here.
They're trying it against that wind, but just realising how difficult that wind will be to score against, even within the D there. Aisling Walls not getting the distance, falling very, very short. They'll need more than that this afternoon. Tipperary now will look to attack themselves. Emma Cronin on the ball, a crossfield ball, but Cavan putting massive pressure on Tipperary and doing very well there.
Yeah,
is Ali Cavan.
that back, yeah, brilliant.
She does brilliantly. Now they might go for a chance here, and Lauren McVeety has 4 from 4. That's her to take it.
She's going to go for it, is she? Yeah.
She might do the old Morrissey tactic and take 10 yards if she can.
Hopefully.
Strong way. It's died down, if anything, I think.
A little bit, yeah, it seems to.
So that might help her. She has 4 from 4. She brings her few yards. She probably has the distance, but accuracy, this one to the right and wide there for Lauren. Her first wide of the afternoon. 4 points from 4 before that. Cavan had the measure of the Tipperary kick out by the end of the first half. Will they here? I think Lauren Fitzpatrick could go long if she wants as well. No, she decides to go short once again. Lucy Spillane does well, collects it in. A push there, I think. No, not a push given on Nora Martin, so we'll play on. Spillane collects again. And Tipperary look to work it out, but Cavan putting more pressure on that Tipperary full back line and making it much more difficult for them to work the ball out. They'll have to go backwards this time, collected by McGuigan. Finally falls to Spillane, who's played a more central role this afternoon in the second half.
Tipperary holding it well again.
Cronin with a confident ball there across to Elaine Kelly. She's been harried but does well, sends it across to the captain Cleon O'Dwyer. She brings it up to the halfway line. A bad hand pass, but nearly snuffed out there, but collected by a Tipperary hand. Niamh Martin now with the ball. She does well, brings it into the D. She has a bit of space as well. She's been harried and she sends a beautiful ball across, but not collected by Clara English that time. But there was a free before that. We were playing advantage. That could have been very dangerous if Clara English got her hands on that.
Yeah, number 6 and made a great run. Who's it? Niamh Martin from the centre half back line. She actually came out with the ball early in the stages of that, moving out the ball, and ended up at the end of it as well. So she's making great runs for Tipperary up the field, and look at the effect it's having. Looks like this one's going to go over as well. Morrissey
has 1 goal and 2 points, 1 wide just before the second half, and a second wide from her. Confidence might be gone a little bit in the last few minutes from Morrissey, who played so well in the first 25 minutes of this match this afternoon, but that'll certainly help Cavan, and they'll be very happy with that now. A bit more pressure on Elaine Brady with that wind. Doesn't put in there at all, actually.
Great catch from Erin Longhair, yeah.
Brilliant kick.
It's a great kick, hasn't she? It's a good, strong kick.
Does. Erin does well with it too. She collects well and brings it up to the middle of the pitch. It's finally Aisling Walls who was the ball in. Sends a nice dinky ball into the corner, but those Tipperary defenders have been brilliant this afternoon. They deal with it well there. I think it's Spillane who got her hands to that. She's played brilliantly in the first few minutes of this second half. Now her partner Elaine Kelly on the ball. Sends a nice ball in with the boot this time to McGuigan. He slows it down, brings it back to Emma Cronin, but Cavan putting tons of pressure there, and it's Mona Sheridan coming in, putting pressure that time. But Tipperary still have the ball. McGuigan with it. They're in no hurry. They're 2 points up. They have a strong wind. They look to, I wouldn't say kill off the game this early, but there's definitely no pressure to break forward. And they have been more patient on the ball.
Extremely patient on the ball, and it's been really working for them. Great tackling over in that wing by Mona. She ended up tackling 2 or 3 players, but that's what Mona does. She'll keep working. Just needs a few like her.
Morrissey with the ball in. Certainly is. Cavan playing very well there in the full back line. And another girl who's played brilliantly this afternoon is Niamh Keenan.
Yeah,
and she collects and breaks with the ball. She's been flawless now all afternoon. Beautiful ball into her centre forward, and it's the wing forward now, the 10, 11, 12 all linking up, and Aisling Walls with the ball, but dispossessed there. Well, Clean O'Dwyer, the captain for Tipperary, putting in a captain's hand there and creating an opportunity here possibly for Tipperary, but another bad ball from Morrissey. That's 2 bad balls in a row now for Emma Morrissey, who's been much quieter now in the last few minutes. Looks maybe a bit tired out there as well, playing more of a midfield role than a corner forward role this afternoon. And Cavan come again like a game of tennis now at the moment. Plenty of overback, plenty of dispossession, great defending from both sides this afternoon, and they break through McGuigan, who sends it to Clara English. Beautiful low ball here into the full forward Lorraine O'Shea. She doesn't deal with it the first time, and it'll fall back to English. She's a bit of space, but again maybe a charge there. I think so, yes. From Clara English. I don't think she really meant it there. I think maybe stumbled in, had no place to go.
It was just her momentum on the running through. She just got Greeny off. Great tackling by them up here though. 2 excellent dispossessions and straight down the field. Cavan need to secure the ball a bit tighter.
It'll be a very tired midfield line for both teams this afternoon. Plenty of up and down at the middle of the pitch. Cavan will look to maybe steady here and work it up through Keenan. Keenan's played very well. She might be able to create something here. She sends a ball in. Can she collect again? No, not this time. Tipperary snuffing out everything at the D, and Emma Cronin doing a brilliant job, as she did in the first half, once again with the interception. She brings it up to Marie Creedon. Marie now showing her pace, showing her fitness, and does a beautiful pass in there to Clara English, who sends it to Morrissey. Morrissey now looking for a score. Well, what about that for a boot? Is it accurate? No, this one just to the left and wide from Emma Morrissey. Well, she has some boot now, that's for sure, but this time not accurate. 3 wides in a row now from Emma Morrissey. I'm sure she won't be happy with that, but she'll keep plugging away.
Yeah, she's good though. 2 of the Cavan players just ran into each other, and she got the space to get the shot off, but unfortunately went wide.
Now Elaine Brady under a bit of pressure there. The first time the ball goes out over the sideline from a kick out. Didn't have many options, and goes.
There she is again on the ball, Morrissey.
Morrissey, nice pass in here to Lorraine O'Shea, who scored a point in the first few minutes of the match, and if she can get this, it'll be a monster score, but this one just goes to the left and wide. So Tipperary now, with only 2 wides in the first half, have put 3 wides here in the first few minutes of the second half with the strong wind behind them. I'm sure they won't be happy with that. Sometimes that happens, Rosie, when you have the wind, you have a bit too much confidence.
Yeah, but look, at least they're taking the chance. They're taking the shot off, just to see their range or see what's, how it's going with the wind. But I'd say they're working in a bit closer now to get their shot off again.
The team who haven't even got much of a chance this afternoon in the second half have been Cavan. They're still looking for a score here. And play it into the D. Finally, a chance falls to Gilson, and if she can score this, it'll be a great help. But another wide. Ashton Gilson with her second wide of the afternoon. So
Tipperary put immense pressure on her there. There was 3 or 4 around her, but didn't give her the option to take the shot. A comfortable shot, as they say.
I make it 4 wides now and no score in the second half so far. The wind really not playing that much of a factor.
Not making really big of a difference in this half now.
Tipperary playing it slowly, playing it dangerously in the back line, but there's very safe hands there. One of those pair is the captain's, Clean O'Dwyer, and the other pair is from Emma Cronin, and they do well to break it. Another corner back, Elaine Kelly here now with a bit of space opening up in front of her, puts a low ball in, a beautiful ball if it can be collected by Morrissey. She's under pressure but does well, shows that skill, sends it back to Elaine Kelly, who's continued her run. But if the corner back can get a score here, she doesn't. She sends it inside the full forward. She maybe could have gone herself. It was snuffed out. Well, Lorraine O'Shea possibly should have gone herself there. She sent it across with a killer hand pass, she thought, but very good interception there from Cavan. I'm not sure who got the hands in. Brilliant.
Serious run up the wing, got the hand in at the right time. That's what Mona will do. She'll keep working, keep hassling. Fair play to her.
Another woman who keeps working is Niamh Keenan, who who's around there, and so is the full back who's made her way up the pitch. That's Shauna Lynch there. And well, Cavan are coming now in this game of tennis this afternoon. Aisling Gilson in with the low ball in, but no power behind that effort. And there's a free out here for Tipperary. They look to break again. Well, I'm tired just looking left and right.
Yeah, it's breaking for them
wrecked.
both on the 13-20 metre line. They're just getting the tackle in the right time, and it's coming straight back up the field. Tired bodies and that is showing the sloppy passes. You know, it's not working. Just need to settle a bit more on the ball.
Yeah,
Both teams as such.
I see Cavan ready here with substitutes already, but we'll keep an eye on the ball. Howard now has a chance. She's inside the D, but another wide, and a bad wide from Roisin Howard. That time had plenty of space. It isn't often that any players had space this afternoon inside the D. She had it, and with that win should have probably done better, but puts a wide. The first substitute here of the day now, the number 20 for Cavan.
Karen McCaffrey in.
Karen McCaffrey in. I'm not sure who's coming out now. We'll see in a minute.
Aisling Walls, is it? Aisling Walls. Karen McCaffrey's very good. I had her with the minors as well with Cavan in 2019. Very nifty, good scorer as well. So hopefully she can get on the
Goes short. They do well with it. Kate McIntyre, I think, is collected. She brings it to the midfield, and NASA Bird. NASA put under pressure. Morrissey grabbing a hand, I think. So Bird now.
Someone needs to move for her.
Not much movement. Kate McIntyre, who collected the kick out, collects again. Brings it to her corner back partner, Erin Longer. She's fouled, possibly. Yeah, a push there.
Nasa's doing very well to try and get the ball out there. They just need more movement, Cavan. Faster. People off the ball, looking for the ball. They're just static.
What a beautiful cross field kick there from Karen McCaffrey. Her first touch of the day. She does well, and they come up the centre here through Nia Keenan. She spreads it out the wing a little bit more to McVitie, and sends it back to the number 7 Sheridan. They're on the 20 now. Cavan in a scoring zone. If they can get it out back here, they can. Onto the 20. A chance here now for Mona. But Mona, another left and wide there from Cavan.
Just settle herself, Mona. She generally would be able to score from that range. Just kicked it a little too fast. Settle herself on the ball.
4 wides now from Cavan in the first 10 minutes of the second half. 2 wides coming from Tipperary, and hard to believe, no score yet in this second half.
No, lots of football and no scoring.
Might come down to a game of fitness in this second half and substitutes. Not sure who might have the stronger bench today. Rosie.
Yeah. Just won't know.
Morrissey now. She's looking for a bit of space. She sends it back to Howard, I'm sure, who'd love a score this afternoon with 2 wides. Won't come this time. She's put under massive pressure. She'll have to go back again to Morrissey. She can't find space either. Better defence from Cavan. They're forced to go wide. Now a bit of space for Creedon. If she wants to let one go, she certainly does. And this one, another wide coming. The 3rd wide now from Tipperary, from Creedon, who was far out, but with that strong wind,
she fancied her chances, but unfortunately not.
It had the legs, that's for sure. Bad kick out there now, collected in a dangerous situation here. Eva O'Shea sends the ball in, finally falls to Morrissey, who has a goal already. She looks for a second, well blocked there.
Kate McIntyre, brilliant block in the right place.
And a beautiful clearance out the wing as well. Well,
yeah.
That was definitely needed. A dangerous shot there from Morrissey, who's well capable of scoring goals. And it falls now to Keenan. A beautiful ball up here now to Cahill. Cahill is under pressure from Spillane. Spillane does well. Cahill does well too. She brings it back to her full forward, Geraldine Sheridan. Sheridan now back to Keenan, who's followed her own and is fouled. 2nd or 3rd foul now. Keenan has drawn in a scoring position this afternoon. Does well again there. Set up that attack as well. And is fouled and leaves it here to McVitie, who probably won't fancy her chances here. She does not. She leaves it short and brings it out here to Deniher, who's been quiet so far this afternoon. She does well, brings it to Gilson and collects again. Now can she score from here? Deniher with the effort, but as you can see there, right behind the camera here, right and wide from Annie Deniher.
No, Niamh did well there to win that free, dropped the shoulder, turned into the player, won the free.
So 5 wides now from Cavan in this second half against the wind.
6 is out,
Niamh Martin.
Very comfortable on the ball 6. She makes that run every time, straight through the tackle.
Niamh Martin, Angela McGuigan doing very well, the 6 and 11 in the centre of the field this afternoon. They certainly seem to have the legs there. McGuigan still going strong. Sees Creedon, but might go herself. Might leave it to number 6. She doesn't. She goes to Creedon. Creedon, who just has a wide earlier, sends it into the hands of Morrissey, who will try another effort from here. Well, Morrissey be very disappointed. 4 wides now in a row from Emma Morrissey this afternoon. And Tipperary with plenty chances, definitely more chances in the second half, but all of them wide so far.
Yeah. Had they got their scores, they'd be well ahead, but it's just not happening. There's Cara McCaffrey on the ball now.
Well, take that back. They have the same amount of wides in this half. Yeah, there's 5 each. 10 wides and no score in this second half. I'm sure the managers won't be happy, that's for sure. We can't hear them up here, and thankfully we can't. Now we have a chance here. Full forward for Cavan's in. Sheridan, is she fouled inside the square? Well, it was definitely a high tackle. Was it in the square?
Don't think so.
Yeah,
he's going to his umpire.
Captain Carlin have a word here. High tackle coming in on Geraldine Sheridan. Yes, a penalty given.
She must have been just in. Yeah, she was running through. Well done.
Well, the home crowd delighted.
They still tell it now.
And McFeety, who scored 4 from 4. Her last one was wide, but everyone's sending them wide so far the second half. She can't afford to send this one wide. It'll at least need to be on target. Lauren Fitzpatrick, the Tipperary goalkeeper, has played brilliantly so far this afternoon. I see a Tipperary substitute coming in. Sarah Ryan, who didn't start the match, is after finally coming in. I presume it's Roisin Howard coming off then. I think it is. We'll keep an eye, but we'll keep an eye on the other goal.
Coming off, I think, is it? Yeah, Lorraine O'Shea.
Lorraine played very well for the first few minutes. Wasn't much quieter at the end of the first half, and has 1 wide the second half as well. But she's off. But we'll look at the other end. McFeety. McFeety with an effort, gets it on target, but Lauren Fitzpatrick saw it coming. Easy enough save, but she did well. Safe bare hands, knocks it out. And I'm sure that'll be rude.
Yeah, that's a killer now for Cavan, unfortunately. She read it very well, a high ball and straight across stretch and great block. Cavan need to work really hard now. That just would have settled things down for both.
Certainly would. Confirmation there. Lorraine O'Shea off for Tipperary. And the number 12, Sarah Ryan, now in for her. So another fresh pair of legs on the pitch. I'm sure the dugouts will be empty this afternoon.
Yeah, so need to start make changes now when the bodies are tired.
Tipperary though still going strong for now, and Niamh Martin still going very strong as well. Brings it out to Elaine Kelly, who's well capable of running up this near side wing and keeps following this ball as well. It's number 12, Sarah Ryan, who has the ball. Her first chance on the ball. She's fouled, does well, the substitute.
Yeah, they're very good at holding the ball, Tipperary, and their passing is immense. They're very comfortable on it.
Certainly is. Howard now looking for a bit of movement. It's not coming. They might fancy their chances from here, but they don't. They go backwards. Martin's unmarked here on the middle of the pitch. She can go out the wing if she wants. Puts a dangerous enough hospital pass back to Howard, and well collected by Annie Denneher, who has been quiet in the first half, but has played a bit better now in the first few minutes of this second half. That's for sure. She collects again. She does well not to give the bad hand pass, holds possession.
She's done well there. Now there was 2 or 3 coming tackling on her, and she held the ball until the pass was on.
So Ali Cahill, I think, has it. Sends it back to Denneher again. And now it's the substitute, Cara McCaffrey. Cara McCaffrey works into the D. She tries her chances. This one, I think, is over the bar.
Great score. Cara's a great scorer when she got her on the ball.
Well, believe it or believe it not, the first score of the second half for the substitute, Cara McCaffrey in. And now a 1-point game here in Kingspan Breffni Park. 10 wides in the second half, and the first point for Cavan. The floodgates might open now for both sides, but not for Tipperary this time. Cut out beautifully there by the Cavan number 5, Sinead Green. She does well.
Yeah, Sinead's very good.
It falls out over the sideline, and Tipperary will get another chance to build. And it's Emma Cronin coming this time. The crowd gone quiet here. Very nervous crowd here now. Mostly Cavan supporters. They need another score at least. But Tipperary have the ball, and Angela McGuigan has it in her hands. The ever dangerous McGuigan. There's a dangerous forward line for Tipperary inside as well. They've been unlucky so far. Had a few maybe goal opportunities, plenty of point opportunities as well. And one of those who's had plenty of point opportunities is Emma Morrissey. She comes out the wing. She's won her free.
Don't know though if that was a...
It's a very awkward angle as
Yeah.
well. It'll suit a left footer, that's for sure.
She was tired there for a while. She seems to be coming back into the game, Marcy. She's their target woman.
She certainly is. She mightn't fancy her chances from here. I think she'll leave it to the foot of Emma Cronin here. A very solid player. She's been fantastic in the back line. She's a left footer. This might make more sense for her with the wind behind her. And Cronin just to the right and wide there from the corner back, but made sense. Marcy's missed 4 now in a row, so confidence may be gone for her. And from that side, you'd fancy a left footer more so, but not coming from Tipperary. And
Maybe should have went short back out the field.
Tipperary, who were so brilliant in the first half, have really quietened down. The confidence gone a bit in the second half. The wind means nothing for some reason in this match. And it's Cavan who are on the up, and they're coming now through Sheridan. She sends a beautiful ball across the pitch, and they're free there. There certainly is a free, but they'll play on here. And a goal coming from Lauren McVeety. She had the advantage. She brings it into the left boot that's been so dangerous all afternoon and sticks it into the back of the net. Well, that'll make up for the penalty miss, that's for sure.
I think it ricocheted off the player and came back out to her, and it came off her foot. Great goal, really needed. Well done, Lauren.
Well, there's a big smile on the face here to my left, seeing that goal fly in there. Lauren McVeety now 1-4 coming from her, and I'm sure that'll make amends for that missed penalty from earlier. So now Tipperary, well, they've been quieter in the second half. They've been a bit safer in the backs. They haven't been as dangerous looking as they were in the first half, but that'll need to change. And they come now, they're looking for their first score this second half. A girl who was 4 wides, Marcy, but the confidence gone. She leaves it to Elaine Kelly, who's made her way up forward again. The corner back now with an effort, but this one sailing to the left and wide. But definitely Tipperary showing more intent now.
Yeah, they weren't too long getting back up the field.
They certainly were not. They're very dangerous. Even though Cavan have done all the scoring in this second half, Tipperary have had plenty of chances, are well able to, and I'm sure they'll come. Well, there'll be an interesting few minutes left here now in this second half as Cavan try to run this ball out, but Tipperary again intercept, and Lucy Spillane, who's had a great second half, leaves it to Morrissey. Now they're coming through the hands of Howard. Howard with 1 or 2 in front of her if she can give it. She tries to go herself. I think she was fouled. Yeah, she does well. Surely now Tipperary's first score of this afternoon is going to come.
They're really pushing on Tip though. The minute they got the goal, they're up the field and dispossessed them there. There was a great hand passing out by Niamh Keenan, and just one wrong pass and they overturned it.
They have a strong wind. They have very good forwards as well. They've been very unlucky with 6 wides now, I think, in this half. So there's a few substitutes warming up here for Tipperary as well on the sideline.
You need the fresh legs now coming in on both teams, you know, you need that now.
Marcy will definitely look to score with 4 wides in this second half. That'll do her the world of good. 1-3 now for the Tipperary and number 13. Only a 1-point game with a strong wind for Tipperary as well. They'll fancy their chances.
Yeah, Cavan need to win this kick out. They need to win their own kick out.
Elaine Brady had been under a lot of pressure before this with kick-outs. This one looks maybe a bit safer.
Oh, well done, Laura.
And Laura does well. She's fouled as well. A push in the back there of the Cavan captain, who needs to step up her game. She did well there. Took the push. She'll take her time getting up as well.
She got a bad injury last week, so I wasn't too sure she'd be starting today. So it's great to see her in there. She's flying. She's a great leader on the team.
She certainly is. She definitely wanted that ball. She looked for it. She had the space. And that relieves the pressure off Elaine Brady, who had kicked her last kick out over the sideline. So Cavan come. They're put under a lot of pressure and massive pressure. Once again, Howard collects. That Tipperary tackling has been wonderful all afternoon, but this time uncharacteristic. Angela McGuigan spills the ball, and Cavan who have it.
Again.
Beautiful ball up here. If it can be collected by Ali Cahill, it certainly can. She's done very well to hold ball
Just
afternoon. Just out over the sideline. So Tipperary will come.
They need to put pressure now. Not let them out.
Maureen Murphy, her hands in the ball for one of the first times this afternoon. The corner forward playing more of a central role this afternoon. She's coming back in a sweeper role now. She sweeps up and brings it up to the centre back, Niamh Martin. Niamh Martin now showing her pace, showing her strength and stamina as well as she comes through. She's fouled. She does very well there, Niamh Martin, as she has all day. Leaves it back to number 11, McGuigan, who's also been her partner in the midfield and have done wonderfully for Tipperary. Tipperary's problem has been the forwards so far this afternoon. Only 1 point in the second half as Cavan bring on a substitute, Anya Riley.
And Tip bring on Nasatawi, Geraldine Sheridan.
So Nasatawi, the number 27 for Tipperary, coming in.
Ali Cahill's off for Anya Riley.
Anya Riley coming in. And the number 13, Ali Cahill. It's a bit of a surprise. I thought Ali played very well. Maybe she's tired.
Well.
Held up a lot of ball. Now Tipperary back on the ball. Well, if she's collected that, that's brilliant work there from Tipperary. She certainly has.
Yeah.
They'll work into a more favoured position here. Howard 2 wide so far. She doesn't have the confidence. She leaves it to number 9, Eva O'Shea. Eva cuts inside. No space for a kick. Has to go backwards, but Cavan crowding out that inside zone. And a free there.
13, Emma Morrissey.
Morrissey.
Serious defending there as well from her.
And
She didn't give up, got the block.
well, she gives away the free and gives away 10 yards, not releasing the ball quickly. That'll suit Cavan as the sun comes out here in Cavan Town. They look to hold, they look to come through, they look to keep ball. Done well there, we play advantage as well. Massive pressure coming from Tip, but not enough done. Here Longair does well. Sheridan now gives it away, but collected beautifully again there by Green. There's a bit of space inside, if it can picked out by McVitie, but she's happy to hold, maybe the best thing to do. Longair again.
Yeah.
Brings it back to McCaffrey. He scored a wonderful point in the second half. She's looking for a second wonderful point, and that certainly is coming from McCaffrey, who only came into the second half but has done serious damage since. The only woman to score points for Cavan this afternoon. 2 now coming from Cara.
Yeah, it's great to have that off the bench. Great to have someone so good, you know, a great shooter. It's too short, it must be, is it?
Too short.
Yeah, too short. It's Cavan free.
Well, that short kick out not working for the first time today. And there's been a few falling inside the D, so I'm not sure why that's given a short. But anyway, leaves a chance here for Aisling Gilson and now to put a goal between the teams. She has 2 wides so far. This one's slotted. Not sure why McVitie wasn't taking that one, but Aisling does well. Sends it over, easy enough one from the 21. So 3 now between the teams. Really Tipperary could score 3 points, but with 5 or 6 wides already in this first half, they might look for a goal. I don't see any other substitute being lined up, so no wonder goal scorer coming in for them quite yet. They have a few inside who can score though. I see a one-on-one situation inside. Not sure who's in for Tipperary, but the vast majority of the Tipperary team inside their own 45 till they can work it out. Beautiful crossfield ball there. Not dealt with very well by Nora Martin, but she has time to collect again. She's under more pressure, however. This time she does well, keeps it up the wing, and Tipperary look to build through the centre. Free, I think, committed there by a Cavan woman. There certainly is.
Taking it fast, Tip straight away.
McGuigan now with the ball, brings it into the substitute Nasatowi, but I think it's gone a bit quick. There'll have to be a name taken there by Declan Carlin.
Who's that? Aisling Gilson. Was she ticked already?
She may have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
So that won't help. Aisling Gilson, who's just after scoring her first point, is ticked again, and yellow card for her. She'll be off for a while. Well, that certainly won't help Cavan.
No, they're lucky they're up by 3 points.
Well, 3 points, the most dangerous gap of all sometimes as Tipperary come through, but they're defending very well. Nasatawi now on the ball for the second time this afternoon. She looks for it again. Doesn't collect. A push there, I think, on the back of Clara English. Certainly is. They'll come now through Elaine Kelly, who's very dangerous up this wing in the second half. Elaine looking for a bit of movement inside. It's not coming. She'd have to go back to Towie. Nassa now. Again, she's looking, but there's a wall of Cavan women there at the 45. However, she gets the free. Well, a beautiful ball here into Eva O'Shea. She doesn't deal with it. She's put under pressure. Eva does well. She collects again. Eva looks for movement inside. There's none coming. She goes out the wing. Falls now to Clean O'Dwyer, the Tipperary captain. She brings it across to Howard, the number 30. Howard with 2 wide so far this afternoon. Looking for a point. I think she might have got a free, which
just
might do them.
Just a bit more discipline in their tackling, Cavan. A little bit more, too many frees.
Tipperary now will have to convert these frees. They can't afford any more wides really in the second half. Emma Morrissey has 4 wides, 3 of them coming in the second half, but has scored her last point and will fancy herself. She scored 1 3 so far today. The Tipperary woman, the vast majority of the Tipperary scores. She looking for her 4th point. This one will curl in straight over the bar.
Yeah.
Much better from Emma Morrissey. And the Cavan supporters looking a little bit more nervous here. Strong win now, and again there's been huge pressure on that kick out of Elaine Brady this afternoon.
The Goldies up to the middle of the field.
Well, that pressure did come, and Tipperary have collected. They're coming now through McGuigan. McGuigan has a bit of space. She puts it to the dangerous Morrissey. She spends it back to McGuigan. Maybe should have gone herself because she is dispossessed. I think it might have been legally so, and I think that might be in the box.
Yeah.
Well, that looked very soft myself. I think, well, yeah. Well, the Cavan crowd not happy. They're not happy with that. I don't know what you thought of it yourselves, but yeah, I suppose there was a connection there to the head, I think, maybe of the Tipperary girl. I think it was
a high
McGuigan.
ball, and it was hard to see because she went up and 2 or 3 of the Cavan girls went up as well, so it was very hard to see. But I suppose the referee's closer, so
he certainly is.
Elaine Brady now in her first day in the goal.
And Declan Carroll normally would talk to the umpires. This time feel like he didn't even need to.
Yeah.
Happy to give.
When you see that, you know he's seen it.
So Angela McGuigan, who's played brilliantly for me all day, wins the free, and now it's to Emma Morrissey. Emma, who's had a brilliant first half, at 1 wide just before the end of the first half, 3 wides then, but in the last few minutes has really regained that confidence with 2 frees from her and has a goal already.
This will be good to see now how.
She also had an effort earlier as well, didn't she, that was stopped.
Yeah.
So 50-50 you could say.
Yeah.
When it comes to scoring chances this afternoon. She needs a goal, 2 points in it now.
Elaine's father played in goals for Cavan, the goalie, so hopefully he's gave her a few tips.
Well, they've been training her hard all year, I hear.
Yeah.
In a goal. I'm sure they've been doing penalty workouts as well. Oh, well,
shot.
An unstoppable shot there from Emma Morrissey.
Top corner.
There's maybe a travelling crowd of 10 or 20 Tipperary supporters in front of us here, and they're up on their feet, delighted. But what a goal from Emma Morrissey at the same time. A peach off the crossbar, a high-risk shot in off the top. A right-hand crossbar and straight into the back of the net. Beautiful goal from her. And now it's on Cavan. There is only 1 point in it, so Cavan can easily draw here now soon enough.
Yeah, they need to speed things up.
They certainly do. Again, no buzzer this afternoon. Up to Declan Carlin. How much extra time he'll play? Still quite a while to go. He has a look at his watch right now. He's looking hard at his watch.
Yeah.
He has the whistle at his lips. I think that might be it. That's it. Declan Carlin blows up, had a good look at his watch. Oh, well, what about that for an end for
Very little
Tipperary?
scores and then a penalty to end it.
Well, that's it. That's it from Declan Carlin. He had a good long look at the watch. He wasn't sure. I suppose Cavan weren't really on the attack yet, so fair enough to blow it up.
I think I seen him saying 2 before the penalty to the umpire, so that's, in fairness, he didn't do anything over.
Well, the crowd here in shock in Kingspan Breffni Park. The small travelling Tipperary supporters are just delighted, up on their feet. There are big smiles from them all around. In my humble opinion, probably the better team this afternoon, especially given that first half performance. They were excellent in the first 20 minutes. I know you won't say the same.
No, in fairness,
Rosie.
they were very good. As I said the whole way through the game, their great ball handling was immense. Their hand passing, even their kick passing was very good. And against the wind, they work really hard. It's just hard for Cavan, especially after last week's 1 point defeat as well as today. It just goes to show you have to just work that bit harder near the end, as it's, you know, as I said, there was 3 points up and you said you never know, and then the penalty, so you just never know. But yeah, Tipperary probably were the better team on the day, but look at Cavan have into a relegation battle again now, so hopefully they learn from today.
Yeah, they certainly recovered maybe after 15-20 minutes. They got their tactics right, but the loose marking of the first 15 minutes and the the bad tactics, you could say.
Yeah.
I won't say that now, and you definitely can't say it.
No, just their kickouts, even in the first 20 minutes, the short kickouts. They gave them the ball straight away up the field. It made it easier for them. Cavan were too late pushing up in the kickouts. It did work for them, but it was a little bit too late, and now shows. But again, they learn from that.
But at the end of the day, Tipperary today were fantastic. Very impressive the first 15-20 minutes. A point coming from the hands of Lorraine O'Shea in the first minute or two. She'd come to midfield. She was taken off later, but brilliant in the beginning of the match. Marie Creedon then with the second point for Tipperary, and then it was the Emma Morrissey show, be it over the bar, be it goals, or be it wides even, which was the sign of the times, especially in the first 15 minutes of the second half, with 10 wides in a row coming for both sides. But she stepped back up, showing her confidence with 2 points, and then a masterful class of a beautiful peach of a goal into the top right hand corner with a penalty in the last few minutes. That free coming for Angela McGuigan. Morrissey involved in the setup, a 1-2. Morrissey gave the ball across back into the hands of Angela McGuigan, who was deemed to be fouled inside the box. Free given, penalty given by Declan Carlin, dispatched by Emma Morrissey, and that was the difference between both teams at the end of the day. For Cavan today, it was nearly a Lauren McVitie show herself. 4 points, no wide in the first half. Then the wide started to come from everybody. A wide from Mona Sheridan, Nasa Bird, Annie Denher, 2 from Gilson and 1 from Sheridan as well. Gilson receiving a yellow card. McVitie with a missed penalty herself, but did make up for it with a beautiful goal later on in the match. And 2 beautiful points as well from Cara McCaffrey for Cavan, who came on in the second half. But a Morrissey show this afternoon, 2-4 coming from Emma Morrissey, the Tipperary corner forward, who'd be delighted with her performance this afternoon. But a very sad Cavan team now will look to pick themselves up. They have a relegation battle on their hands in a while, and Jerry Mohan will have a lot to work on over the next while. So that's it from us here. I want to thank Rosie Crowe-McKeever, who's been with me this afternoon and fitting me in, and especially on this Cavan team here, who were brilliant this afternoon. Very strong team and were favoured as well, looking very much shell-shocked over on the side there. Thanks very much, Rosie.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Darren back in the office, Kieran on camera here in Kingspan Breffni Park, and from all of us, until next time, goodbye.